Yeah, we're live.
Okay, we are live, I think. Yeah. I'm Tommy. Welcome to the mid-morning break room. Ooh, I'm stumbling. But we're just here to chit-chat this morning, give you guys a break from your reselling activities, join in on some conversation. We have our panel here. We have a special guest, Misty. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, Misty?
Yeah, my name is Misty, and I have a YouTube channel, The Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. I own a brick and mortar antique store in Bedford, Indiana, and I also sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy. I know Poshmark.
Give you guys a break from your reselling.
If anybody's got you have the video playing on YouTube.
We have our panel here. We have special.
I'm doing that now.
Yeah, you gotta mute that. It'll come through. It's okay.
It's okay. One of us does it every morning.
Every morning. Yep. It wouldn't be this show if somebody didn't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Indiana, and I also sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy. Well, what am I doing wrong?
Do everything through the Hangout.
Yeah, I don't have YouTube on at all. I'm doing that now.
Yeah, you gotta mute that. It'll come through. It's okay. All right, who's got it?
Okay, one of us does it every morning.
It wouldn't be this show if somebody
I'm
didn't.
muted.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm muted.
And I also sell on eBay, Poshmark.
Someone
Craig. As soon as he muted, it stopped.
It was Craig. Yeah. But that's okay. Keep on going. We're good.
Now I can't see the chat though.
Did you go into YouTube and go to Tommy's page and pop out the chat? That's what you do.
Yeah. Sorry, it was me. Golly, you think rookie mistake. I couldn't get logged into YouTube on Chrome, so I opened up Safari and I could log in there. And I didn't think about it. Just like I said the other day, it was sitting back behind my email. I didn't even pay attention to it. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. That was me.
Pop out the chat.
See?
Yeah. You can mute me, kick me, ban me, whatever you need to do. Mistake. All right. So welcome in, Misty. We appreciate you joining. I know Misty was in our chat a couple of days ago. It's good to hear. We talked a little bit before we went live. It's good to hear that, based on our title, talking about diversity, that you do have not really alternate streams, but other areas that you do just besides eBay, and that's, it's a lot of times you don't see somebody, usually you see somebody that does eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, all the different platforms, but having a brick and mortar store as well, that's, you don't see that very often. I know John Nevermore Antiques is going in that direction, but
yes. Yeah, well, we're only open Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're not open through the week. My husband works for the Navy, so he, one of us has to provide insurance for us. So that would be him. But it's fun. It's a lot of work, though. We've recently hired someone to work for us on Saturdays because we can't ever go junking. We sell things and then we need to replace them. So,
right.
We've been open for about 5 years and we've just recently had a weekend off. So that's been, it's been hard, but it's fun and we love it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a challenge. I have a hard enough time balancing YouTube, personal life, eBay. I do a little bit of Amazon. I'm not even going to mention that unmentionable today. It's very close to being.
I know. Trust me. I have gone on and on about saying that Poshmark is okay. It's the Poshmark fan club that I have problems with.
Right. Yeah. I don't take it as I'm bashing Poshmark, because I know there's some people that are very successful and it's a great platform. It's just not good for me.
No, it all depends on what you have and what you're selling. In rural Indiana, I cannot find Gucci. I can't find these high-end brands. So I just don't know. But now they're doing the whole home thing. So, right. And I did recently sell a bundle of home products.
That's cool. I can see that affecting people a lot that are not doing much Poshmark potentially.
Well, the clothing Poshmark people hate it.
Because everybody's infringing on their territory, it seems like.
Right. Right. But I don't know. The platform itself, the way that they have it set up where you get your funds immediately. Well, you don't get them immediately. You have to wait a few days. But when you get your funds, there's no waiting for someone to pay for something. That's nice.
Right. And everybody else, Derek and Anthony and Tommy, none of y'all do Poshmark, do you?
No.
I have stuff on Poshmark, but I don't push it. I don't do all the sharing and everything that's necessary to make it accessible.
I share
just
mine.
recently took my stuff down off of Poshmark just because it was such a pain trying to figure out what was on eBay, what was on Poshmark, and I wasn't doing all the sharing either, so it like really slowed down. So when it slowed down hard, I was just like, yeah, whatever. I just deleted it.
Yeah, it has slowed down.
I was going to start trying to do Poshmark, but it's not very accessible for myself. eBay is getting easier for me because of me being visually impaired. I have to have something, and Poshmark does not help with that.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I never. So eBay. I mean, not to go down a rabbit hole, but I'm curious. Does it? And I'm sure you have some kind of. I know there's a lot of accessibility options in like Windows 10 and stuff like that. Do you have something that helps you with the screen, or I'm just curious.
But what it is I link my computer up to my 55-inch TV. So
Gotcha.
when I set it up, but eBay and YouTube and everybody, they have it where it's a talkback. So if I put the right picture in, it'll tell me. Poshmark doesn't have that set up. So and Facebook Marketplace is the same thing. Macari does it. If you just have to go into settings and set up it's called accessibility,
Right?
And it's talkback. That's pretty much what it is.
Oh, nice. That's nice that eBay does that. That's wonderful.
So all of them but Poshmark do it.
Yeah, it's like, where is it? Where's the accessibility? And nothing.
Well, that's interesting. Obviously, I've never had that challenge. I didn't know what, I've always seen the accessibility configuration like in Windows, and I didn't know if there were certain sites or certain apps that handle things a little bit differently. That's interesting to hear.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people. That's why I try to make the fight for. Hey, listen, we need a little bit more accessibility because there's a lot of guys, especially in my chat. I have 5 or 6 other visually impaired people that are on that are subscribed to me, and they always ask, "Well, why can't do this? Because this isn't set up for me." And I've literally had to sit there and go back on Facebook Messenger and literally take it down and break it down for them in each one. So they're making money.
Wow, that's
That's
cool.
Yeah.
A
lot of guys, especially in my chat, I have 5 or 6 other I subscribe to me, and they always ask, "Well, why can't you do this? Because this is set up for me." And I've literally had to sit there and go back on Facebook Messenger and literally take it down and break it down for them. In each one. Not me. They're making money. Wow. That's cool. Yeah. A lot of guys, especially in my chat, I have 5 or 6 other
I think it might be coming from yours, Misty.
There. I think I fixed it.
You did. You've got a lot of friends popping in now, though.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out the whole chat thing. I did see Tammy from Reclaimed Mercantile, and I saw Nicole from Nesting Haven. So hi guys, and Amelia. I see Amelia too.
I'm sorry. We got started and didn't even say hey after we talked about it in the
you haven't talked about who you are.
Sorry, we jumped in and started talking. My fault. Grandma Wrinkles, good morning. How are you? Debbie, good morning. Who else? Anthony, skip you. Justin Jacobs, good morning. NASCAR man. I don't know why you'd have some NASCAR fan in our chat. Welcome back.
I see a lot of people talking about Poshmark.
Yeah, that's probably what did it. Welcome, Sally. Good morning. I know I've seen you the last couple of days. Welcome back. Kelly, the Ecom Mom Ward. Good to see you again. Good morning. Swamp Glenn, how are you doing? Who else? Nesting Haven. Good morning. I think I've seen her. I think she was in your chat the other day, wasn't she, Misty?
Yeah, she's great.
Reclaim Mercantile. I assume she's one of yours as well. Welcome. Cliff, Boondock Buy and Sell. Good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. Hope how things up in the Great White North. Jana Parrish, good morning. Lisa C, good morning. Rob Stump, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. I want to have you on one morning for sure. Amelia Sells, good morning. How are you?
Hi, Amelia.
All right, we've made it to the bottom. Sorry, we should have done that first. I got caught up in technical challenges. I'm sorry, Anthony, go ahead.
I was just gonna say hi to Lisa C. She's in here too.
Yep.
And Justin Jacobs has also came in too.
Yeah, I think Craig mentioned Justin.
Oh, good deal. We got if we missed you or you're in the shadows, please say something in the chat so we can welcome you in for sure. So, anything special going on today, guys?
Not a whole lot for me. Just a standard listing. Later on, I'm going over to pack up my flea market shed and get some stuff together for Derek's next auction, so I'm ready just in case he has a cancellation.
You got it. Yep.
That'd be good. Anything for you, Anthony?
Well, I got a lot of listing to do, but I found this ad here on Craigslist yesterday. Basically, you probably can't see it, but it's a house full of stuff that's completely free.
Free?
Free, yeah. And I live by the motto: if it's free, it's for me. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna probably go pop by this house. It's about 20 minutes from me. They're gonna be open from 10 to 1. So by the time we finish this, there'll be like 2 hours left. So I might run over there real quick and see what I can find.
Is that what's the symptoms of that disease? You've got a disease. You break out in a rash. You get hives. You start sneezing. You know, the sourcing thing is a disease. What happens when you see stuff like that? You get excited.
Heck yeah, I get excited.
Yeah, and then sometimes you can, when you're there, you can ask them if they have anything else that they want to sell, and then that can open up a whole big world of other things that they didn't think that they wanted to sell, but they have a buyer, they may sell it.
Absolutely.
And dang it, you can't beat the price on that one.
And I love going to like community sales where it's like the end of the day and people are like, just take stuff. And I'll literally take everything they have, just stuff it in my van, take it out to the flea market and sell it.
What do we always said since day one? It's networking. You gotta network.
Absolutely.
And you never know when that person is just somebody that's like a realtor that's trying to get rid of stuff out of a house that they're about to rent. That a previous renter left a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could be anything.
Yep.
Buying a house, or somebody just rented a house and somebody left some stuff. You know.
I'll typically leave a card with people like that too, just so they have my information. So should they ever be in that situation again with a different property, they can give me a call and I'll come take some stuff from them.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's happening. I'm waiting for the people next door because they're moving everything out. So I'm going to go over there and see what if they're not going to if they're going to get rid of it, then they'll just come slide over next door.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I think I've got a full day today. My air conditioner went out a day and a half ago, which is no fun. We borrowed a portable unit from a friend. It definitely won't cover the whole house, but it keeps the key areas cool. I replaced the capacitor yesterday, and that didn't work. And I had a buddy come over who does that kind of work. He said it's definitely the fan. The bearings went out in the fan motor. He's pointing me in that direction. So as soon as we get done, that's where I'm heading to go get a fan motor and go play with some electricity.
Yeah, that's another thing I'm doing today. I got to put 2 air conditioners in because we're supposed to get like a real feel of 100 degrees this weekend.
100 degrees. That's like 300 down here because y'all don't see it very often.
Yeah, it's usually a real hot day is in the high 80s. I mean, we get a couple of days throughout summer that might hit low 90s, but 100 degrees, yeah, that's like a shock to our system.
Yeah. Y'all probably not far apart. Misty's in Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tommy's in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. We're right up by Wisconsin Dells area, central.
We are heading in a couple weeks going to Mackinac, Michigan, which is my favorite place in the world. But the weather up there is great too, and it's probably very similar to where you're at.
That's where flipping particles is. D.
Yeah.
There's a good number of people in Michigan. Who else? Is it Sally? Upside Down Picker. She's from the Chick Picker's sister from over there. Who else I know from up there? D is in Michigan. There's somebody else. It's on the tip. Tim Heck.
Yep.
Tracy
Sykes. That's on. That just came on. She's from Michigan. A couple other people too. So
it's every time we talk about a different state, it seems like there's a good number of people. I've always thought that Alabama had a huge crowd and Ohio has a huge crowd, but the more you reach out and find other people, you know, you're like, maybe I'm just this state is just status quo with other states. You know, just more people come out and you get more visibility to it. You know.
Yeah, I'm starting to really see more people around Rhode Island, even though we're a small state. a lot of people, you'll sit there and you go to a yard sale and I'll have my camera on me and they'll be like, hey, what's your channel again? And I'm like, oh, you're okay. You know, all of a sudden they're like, hey, I watched your videos the other day. I'm like, oh, cool.
I know. Well, my friends, I have a friend in the chat that's Reclaim Mercantile. Her name's Tammy. She lives in Oregon. She said it's in the 60s there. And then Nicole from Nesting Haven, she lives in Maine.
She's not the only one in Maine. I'm sorry to say that. I'm only 2 states away from you, and I know a lot of people in Maine that resell.
Are you talking about the
Thrift mines in Maine, right?
Do it.
Thrift mines in Maine, aren't they?
They're in New Hampshire. They're in Epic, New Hampshire.
Oh,
the only other thing up in Maine is the lobsters, right? I'm sorry, the lobster.
Lobster.
The lobster.
And whoopie pies.
Yep.
Oh, whoopie pies. Yep.
I've never been to the state of Maine in my life. I've been to
I haven't either.
85 or 90% of all the states in the United States, but Maine is one that I haven't been to.
I have never been out east ever.
Portland, Maine.
Really?
Never been. I've never been east of Ohio.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't get around much.
I used to travel for my work, and we were in a lot of industrial plants and stuff like that with some software, and I got to see a lot of places. I haven't been to Arizona. That's one place I want to go. I've not been to Washington State. I want to go to Seattle, and I've been to Upper New York, but that's as far as I've been up that way. So,
Someplace I'd like to go for sure.
Nesting Haven says she's the only one on YouTube. I'm like, nope, because stuff from Sally's and from Maine, and there's a lot of people that you'd be surprised that are on YouTube that are from Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts. It's just,
but there's like
New England.
There's like 100 people total in those states you're talking about.
You always say that. You know, I gave Uniquely Me a challenge the other day. I asked her because she's in Texas. I said, how many Rhode Island?
You froze up. I'm sorry. You froze up right before you started talking. I'm like, okay, dramatic effect or what?
We were waiting. We were waiting.
How many Rhode Islands would fit in the state of Texas? And it's 263.
Wow. I know Texas is large. We drove from Birmingham, Alabama, all the way over to Dallas. And even just to get to Dallas, which I think is roughly middle of the state, give or take, it took us a long time to get through Texas and get to Dallas. And then we drove from Dallas to San Antonio, it seemed like it took 3 days to get down there.
It does. Yeah, I've done that trip. It does seem like it takes forever.
Well, it's like when I take the trip from Rhode Island to Florida to visit my grandparents and everything, it's like, okay, we get to our state in 45 minutes. Connecticut takes 2 hours. New York's like an hour. And then you get to North Carolina, it takes 6. And it's like, come on, 6 hours to get to a state? I'm so used to having everything. In the state of Rhode Island, it's funny. We have the East Bay and we have the West Bay. If you live on the West Bay, everybody says if I want to go to the East Bay, you have to pack a bag. And it's only 10 minutes away. That's how bad the state is.
Wow. We spent a week over in the Netherlands, again, as part of my work travel. Yeah. And I was amazed that I could drive all the way across that country in like 3.5 hours. From the East Coast to the West Coast of that country. It wasn't long.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I don't think you can drive halfway across Texas in 3.5 hours.
No.
All right. Nebraska's another long one to drive through. I've drove through that many times. And boy, that's a long, just straight road, too. It's not even interesting with curves and turns or nothing. It's just straight.
Flat.
Is it a lot of just flat, empty land? I don't know that I've been to Nebraska. That's another state that I've not been to.
Yeah, you ever see any of those old country westerns where they're just riding and there's nothing as far as you can see? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Nebraska.
Out of all of those states, which is the best picking state that you guys have gone to, that you found the best stuff at, would you think?
I've never really done picking outside of Wisconsin, so I wouldn't know. But that's me and Destiny's retirement plan after the kids are old. and pick gold and be real picky and find the unique items and then put those on eBay.
That's awesome. That'd be a great way to live too.
Well, that's our retirement game.
I've had luck in Florida. I like finding stuff.
I've
in
heard
Florida.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that it's a good place to go find stuff.
We've had a couple people jump in. Let me say, hey, Fishing and Picking, welcome in. Good to have you. Who else did I say? I saw somebody else down here. Blended whiskey. Sounds good. It's only 9:30 here, but I could go for that.
That does sound good.
A lot of Josh. We have a celebrity in the house.
Hey, Josh.
Josh.
Yep.
Josh is a semi-neighbor of mine. He's over in Georgia right now. I know he's planning on moving in the next little bit, but everybody be looking for Josh. I have to look at the schedule. I know he's scheduled to be on Shane, the Rise and Grind Pickers channel here pretty soon. I don't know if it's tonight. And one of the next nights, 6 or 7 o'clock, something like that. But I'll be looking for that for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know Misty is. I don't know if you've been in. I hate to call it our crowd because it's not really our crowd. You know, I hate to say mine and yours and all that. But anybody that's been watching the channel that is not familiar with Misty, Misty, type something in the chat so everybody can see your channel. Everybody, be sure to go subscribe to Misty. She's got some really good information. I had subscribed to her maybe less than a week ago, and then I saw her live, and it's a lot of fun. Got a lot of great information. Go check her out.
Thanks.
I
Yeah. Josh says it's tonight on Rise and Grind's channel at 7 p.m. Eastern.
So you're at 1,200 right now, Misty. So let's see how many subs we can get her, guys. I just went ahead over and I subbed to her channel too.
Yeah, you know, I think it's funny because I go there before I hit my 1,000. It's always the odd numbers, and I always blame my husband for because I'd be like, oh, I have this many, and then I'd be one less. And I said, you're doing that. I thought he was going in and unsubscribing just to mess with me and then subscribing again. And honestly, once you hit your 1,000, they do start building up. They really do. But now I'm working on my watch hours. So like Craig had mentioned, you do like the working chats that will help get the
If you do the working chat, you get all the people that are in your chat, you get hours from them and minutes from them. So that's why right now, even though I'm only at 8:30, I'm already at I think 145,000 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Doing lives definitely helps with minutes. When I first got started, we were doing 6 and 8 hour just working hangouts where we would sit there and work, and people would watch and all that, and we would carry a good little crowd. 40, 50, 60 people throughout the day. And that you get credit for everyone that watches for that full amount.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of people just have it going in the background while they were working.
Right. And what the people don't understand is you need to have that 240,000 minutes within a year.
Right.
And it's not a running total. That's what I found out.
Right. Guys, apparently there's a problem with my camera. Let me see if I can. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt. I'm gonna turn mine off. I may have to drop out and jump back in.
Thanks for coming, guys.
So I see Cindy Y is in, and she said she found a couple of Hot Wheels, and a couple of them are red lines. That's awesome. I love finding red lines. They're hard to find, but great find there.
Yeah, red lines do well. Man, they sell fast. There are some truly diehard red line collectors out there, and it's always fun.
That's my niche. That's my niche is Hot Wheels Matchbox.
Well, I got a ton of them, so I should send you links for them. You might just want to buy all of them.
And don't test him, because if you hold up a car, he can know exactly what it is. He can give you he can give you the serial number. I hate to say it, but he's our Rain Man of Hot Wheels.
Yeah. Looks like we got some people subbing to you in here, Misty.
Yeah, great. Thanks, guys.
In the chat, did I come back? I stopped and restarted my camera. If not, I may have to drop and come back in. I don't know if my internet dropped earlier or what, but I dropped out, and that's when you saw 2 of me for a minute.
But yeah, no, that's usually what we do is anybody and this is where I was telling everybody the other day, I literally have to do something because I'm getting 30 to 40 emails a day
Yeah,
from people
I bet.
saying, "Oh, I need help with this. I need help with this."
Right.
Oh, you know
And
what?
you want to help, but you can't possibly stop everything that you're doing
Mhm.
Right.
to help. You know, you want to help, but there's limits to what you can help
And
with.
I also, just to let you know, I don't know if you've seen it, but we race Hot Wheels on Friday nights.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and
Well,
everybody's
My husband will probably like to watch that. I'll have to make sure I let him know.
I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
and on Mondays we pick, everybody picks a car. So yeah, but it's funny.
Rump Stump
Yeah.
Reseller just said something interesting. She says she needs to buck up and start videos and podcasts. I just want to put it out there.
Podcasts.
I just want to put it out there. Anybody who is thinking about making this jump and hasn't, I would highly suggest it. Whenever I first started, I started because I was watching garage flips, and literally the only difference in my day is now I'm just filming what I do, and it's awesome. You get to join a community, you have people that support you. But if there's anyone that's interested in jumping into YouTube or anything like that, people on this panel are awesome people, and I can speak for myself personally. I'd be willing to help anyone that wants to start making videos, like as far as helping promote you, get you out there or whatever. So
Right. We
do
all
it.
help each other on this panel.
I
Yep.
agree. I agree. Yeah, it is fun. It's at first it's very time consuming, but then once you start getting the hang of it, it gets easier. It gets easier.
The hardest thing about doing YouTube is doing your first video.
Oh yeah.
It gets, not that I'm a pro and I don't claim to be. I'm learning like a lot of us are. You know, you get better every one you do.
My friend Tammy with Reclaimed Mercantile, she's in the chat too. She just started a YouTube channel and she was so nervous, but she did that first video and she's working on her next video. And so it does get easier. It gets very, very much easier. But so subscribe to her channel too. I don't know if Tammy, if you're still in the chat, say something, but she's just sweet. They have an Etsy store too, and they also do an antique booth. So she's branching out in a lot of different areas as well. So
all right, something's going on with my camera.
One thing you have to do, Misty, if you're really doing a lot of antiques, you have to take the trip one day. We have literally, and I bet you a lot of your friends in the chat, we have Brimfield, Massachusetts. It's
I want to go there so bad. I can't hardly stand it. But yes.
Yeah. I mean, we used to go up every year. With me having trouble, I have to get a. I'm going to borrow Tommy's Rascal and take it up there and go, because it's the whole town.
I know, but I get I get an anxiety attack when I go to flea markets because I want to see everything and I can't go fast enough. You know what I mean?
Order, and you rent them out, and then you just spend the week there, because it's literally what you do is you leave the trailer at the camp, at the cottage. You take your truck up, you do your thing during the day. You come back, you load up your trailer, go back the next day, because it starts Tuesday, and only certain fields are open, and then each day another field opens. So it's not where, okay, I'm going to hit this. You hit this field today, then you don't have to worry about that field anymore, because nobody new is going in there. They're already there. Then you just move over, and you do the next one.
That sounds like heaven to me. I need to do
It is. I mean, there's a guy there, and I know him personally now because all he does is old toys, and I've met so many people up there, and now with the YouTube channel, now I'm gonna try to get up there because they do it 3 times a year: May, July, and September.
I want to go September.
Best ones are May and September. July is real hot up here, but you got to go. Just make it a plan. I'm telling you, if you drive it, What I'm probably gonna say maybe a 17-hour drive maybe to get here.
Probably, but it's
All right.
part of the country that we've never been to before, so we would love it.
But you come
Now,
through New York.
my husband's been to Boston several times, but
Right.
I've been to Boston once too.
Yeah.
I got to
think if
visit
you
Cheers.
What?
I visited Cheers when I went to Boston. I took a like a cruise that went to like the New England and Canada, and
American Canadian cruises.
yep. And then we took a bus trip around Boston, showing us like all the hot spots, and we got to get out and go to Cheers, and then we went
that would be great.
to Stadium, and where else we drove by Tom Brady's house, and I wanted to throw a rock at it.
So literally, you've been in my state and you didn't even know it.
I know, dude. Had I known, you, I'd have stopped by and hung out.
Yeah, I know.
He wanted to make his presence known.
Reverb.
Sorry. All right. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, no, it's funny because because they stop in Providence because I see they're right in the port of Providence, so you probably stopped there and you didn't even know it.
Yep.
But yeah, no. So if you definitely want to take that trip, it's well worth it.
I think September would be a good time of year to go.
Right, and you go up and literally, like I said, you find out where the cabins are. If you need any information, I can get it for you.
Okay.
It's very easy to get. And you just go and it's just so much fun. Because I want to talk to your husband. Now I know he was in the military. He's in the Navy because I was.
He's not military. He's civilian.
He's
But he can
civilian
get on
working. Yeah, you can get on base. Yeah, exactly. I mean, right in Newport, we have the Newport where you can go to the commissary. I do that all the time. I love it.
Yeah.
But,
well, and he can stay on. We can stay on the base too. So there's rooms that we can stay in on the base too, which is cheaper because I'm cheap and I don't want to spend a lot of money.
Well, the cabins up here, I think for the week, I think it's like $400.
Oh, that's not bad. That's great. Yeah.
I mean, it's a
For a week,
bed.
For a week.
Dude, I'm gonna come visit you then.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's a business trip, and then you just write the whole thing off on your taxes.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I would definitely go sourcing if I did that. What I'd like to do, we pushed our Disney trip back to January because Ash is having surgery.
Yeah.
So I would like to maybe just take that September slot where she has a week off and just like take a road trip.
Come up here. We'll go to Brimfield.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Let me talk to her.
You would die, Anthony. You would have. Oh my God! Let's just say, it's the town is 12 miles long.
Okay.
And it's 12 miles long, 15 miles wide, and everything is full.
Nice.
Man.
Nice.
I watch that flea market flip all the time, and they're always there.
Yep.
That's a fun show to watch. Guys, we had somebody else jump in. South Texas Picker, welcome. I don't think anybody else jumped in. I apologize for the technical difficulties this morning.
Josh
I
said,
didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to make sure I said hey to STP.
Dude, Josh, definitely, buddy.
Yeah. Dude,
Definitely.
what part are you going to be in, Josh?
Alan Charvis jumped in as well. Good morning. How are you?
But yeah, definitely. I mean, this is something where, Brimfield is where you want to meet. You'll meet, I don't know if anybody follows Blue Bus Dave.
Yes.
Yeah. Dave's really cool. He comes up, he sets up at Brimfield.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's almost like doing the I-70. If you haven't done the I-70, then you haven't done Brimfield. Some of the prices are a little high, but you're looking at quality stuff. You're not looking at.
Well, and like for me, I'd be finding things for my shop from a different area of the country. So it would be different types of things that we have here. So that's always a benefit.
Well, and I can tell you just from being up there, there's two fields that are just primitives. Because being in New England, you have 125-year-old pieces of furniture that you can't get anywhere else. So
Wow.
but yeah, it's awesome. Go ahead.
Had somebody else join. Ramp Creek Picker, welcome in. I don't know if I recognize that name. If you've been in our chats before, I apologize. I just don't know that I've noticed you before.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't subscribed to anybody that's in the chat, if you want to put your link out, we can do that for you. Everybody in this chat is amazing, guys. The panel, please like and subscribe to all of us. We're here to help you guys out. There you go. See, you're learning, Anthony. You're learning. It's supposed to be an odd number, but that's fine.
Oh, it's
74.
I
Doesn't matter.
74. That's the number I always put on stuff.
Yeah, you can
I
click
like
those
the-
3 little dots on right next to everyone's names, and it'll. That's a tip I just learned that you could just do that, and you can subscribe to their channel right there.
And it doesn't pull you away from the chat and,
Right.
and what's
Right.
going on. So.
It pops up in another window.
So, but yeah, so definitely if you guys want to let me know, Anthony especially, to go up during that time. I mean, some stuff going around at that time around here that you would have a whole week of just nonstop having fun, you know.
I want to come up here and do some sourcing and some fishing, man.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Someone's asking about the McCoy pottery auction. They saw it on Antiques Roadshow.
The Antique Roadshow is typically somewhere up northeast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they go everywhere now.
Okay.
They've come to Rhode Island. They've come, but I like the Antiques Roadshow. But here's the situation: if you have something, you go in. You have to pay them $45 to get it.
I've heard that. Yeah.
So why would you even go? And then they're gonna tell you, "Well, that's crap." I've seen people, "Oh, that's crap." I'm like, "What are you talking about? That's crap."
Or they're
I know what this is.
Or they're gonna tell them that it's worth like $75,000, and
then they try to buy it from you. They try to buy it from you.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Like what is it? The two brothers there.
They're furniture guys. They're big into furniture. They can date.
Yeah, but they don't tell you. They say, "Oh, that's worth this much," but on the side they're sitting there going, "Well, if you really want to get rid of it, I'll give you this for it right now."
Yeah.
And then the person walking out with nothing, and you go, "Where is that piece that they just had?"
Yep.
See, no, Kelly. Yeah. See, a lot of people don't understand huge history, and there's so much to learn and to see here. I know Rebecca Kruder. I put her up of me going on my fishing trip the other day, and she's never seen actual Atlantic Ocean or any oceans, and she got to see it, and she was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Just seeing actual."
I've never seen the Atlantic Ocean either.
Yeah, and watch the video, and literally, I'm on a boat going out in the breakwater, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool video.
Yeah. Looked like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was. When you have almost 100 people on a boat and people are getting tangled up, and we're all 80 of us are visually impaired, so we're trying not to get. If you watch the video, the guy next to me, the old man, he's literally got his finger caught on one of the hooks, and he's standing there like, "What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?"
That's funny. It sounds like it was a lot of fun.
It was.
But looks like Ramp Creek Picker just started his channel. He posted his first video. So if you guys want to go show him some love, I'm sub number 7 for you, buddy.
Yeah, I just jumped over there. I was 6.
Yep. Oh, cool.
I
subscribed.
Nice. And we've mentioned it every day, you know, some people are monetized, some are not. But the best way you can support a channel, whether they're monetized, small, big, is to watch their content. You know, and you never know if you're going to like somebody or they provide good information without watching them. You know,
yep.
and I'm very adamant that I keep repeating myself, but I just think it's so important. You can't judge a book by its cover. You know, you can't judge a channel by its size.
Right.
I know a lot of channels that are a lot larger than mine. Not that I'm large, but, you know, I know people that are in the 15, 18, 20,000 subs, and their content's no better than people that have 300, 400 subs, you know? So just don't fall in that trap of judging somebody because of either low subs or high sub count. You know, just go out there and make your own decision.
Yep. A lot of those people
I'm sorry,
with low
I'm
subs
back.
will eventually have high subs.
Right.
I started following Thrift Mine when they had like 50 subs, and now they're like over 5,000. You know,
Yeah, they blew up quick.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
They're doing it for the tubes. You know, when you put on a bikini and jump in an ice bath, of course you're gonna get guys. Of course, the guys are gonna come and jump and watch that. You know.
Maybe I should try that.
I'm not putting on a bikini, I promise.
I think there might be a lot of unsubs if I try that.
Anthony's gonna get 56 thumbs down because he's
Yeah, we definitely appreciate everybody showing up this morning for sure. Not that I'm saying we need to kick it off, but I definitely appreciate everybody stopping in.
Yeah, and make sure everybody give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up.
Yep.
Especially for my Italian brother, man. This is his channel today. You know, let's show him.
I'm real new at this, so
let's see how many subs we can get Tommy to today, guys. I think that's really cool. He's the easiest one to sub to because we're on his channel. All you gotta do is click the subscribe button. Right now, my screen's showing he has 169. Let's get him to 200, guys.
Come on, guys. Here you go. Everybody subscribe. Let's go. Here we go.
Let's just have a sub fest for the bargain effect.
Tommy doesn't like his subscribe button to be red on your screen. He likes gray. Gray is his favorite color. When you click on that red, it'll turn gray. It will make him happy.
Yeah, I was getting the notifications. So and so just subbed to you. So and so just. I was getting excited over here by myself. That's why I wasn't saying much.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely appreciate everybody stopping in. Tomorrow we're supposed to be on Anthony Picksburgh. Be sure you subscribe to him. We are going to rotate through. And Misty, you're welcome anytime if you want to join us.
I got to figure all this stuff out. I just did. Yeah, I'm going to figure this out. I personally like going live because there's no editing.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
The bad thing about YouTube, the editing, and if you are on YouTube and you edit videos, you know that it takes a long time. It takes a long time. And
right. Especially if you're doing a lot of edits, you know, even things that people think are simple can take 30, 45 minutes sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. And I post videos every day, except for the weekends because I'm at the shop and there's no time. But now that I'm at my 1,000 subscribers, I can use my phone to go live. So that's good.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know why they do that. I don't know why you have to have 1,000 before you can go live on your cell phone. That just
well, because of what happened.
To keep people from going live, that we're not doing it for odd reasons.
Whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Tommy, I'm not in jail. I'm at the nursing home, and I only get an hour's worth of phone calls, so I had to go to my cell phone. I was having trouble with my camera or something on my laptop, so I had to move to my cell phone. And I know the sound is not as good, and I apologize. I need to get a headset I can use with this. But yeah, tomorrow's on Anthony Picksburgh's channel. We'll make sure you subscribed over there. And tomorrow's Friday. Golly, this week has just flown by.
Today or this week has went by real quick.
Yes, this weekend in my town is the big 4th of July celebration, and I'm going to have the shop open on Saturday from 11 to 9 p.m. So it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, we have with Bristol, Rhode Island. We have the oldest parade coming up on the 3rd of July. On the 4th of July, it's 216 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's amazing. 5.5 hour parade, but we get people from all over the world.
5.5 hour parade.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's huge. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of a parade that long.
I'll be bringing a chair for that.
Well, that's why you literally if you watched how people they camp out the night before and they have their chairs, and it's a lot of fun. My son went last night.
I have to have a chair and a cooler and a lunch.
Yeah. And what they do is during the whole week, this is my son's been going up there all week. Every night they have a concert. So the other night they had the Navy band here. And they just have different concerts, and you go up there, they have a carnival in the commons. Now it's a small little town, and literally the town I think there's 15,000 people that live in the town. And when they leave, when the parade starts, it gets up to 250,000 people. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Star City Picker, welcome in. Just saw that you jumped in. If you were in earlier, I apologize for missing you.
Yeah.
How much candy do the kids get? A bucket's worth?
They in our parade, there for a while they didn't want people to throw out candy, and I thought, really?
Right.
That's what makes a parade a parade.
I know.
For sure.
But if you go on to YouTube on the 4th, it's 9:00 my time. So, and you can literally watch the parade. It's so cool.
Wow.
Nice.
Our parade, for ours is at night, so that's kind of nice too. And then
That's
right
cool.
after the parade, they do the fireworks. But this is a little small town that I live in too, and we actually have a sale, so the whole store will be 20% off. So we're trying to, get rid of a lot of stuff. And honestly, we've been selling furniture like crazy, which is an odd thing because furniture isn't normally a big selling point.
I know.
But we have been, so now I have to go buy more furniture because I have all these smalls and I don't have anywhere to put them. So I'm going to an auction on Saturday. So fingers crossed I'll be able to get some furniture.
That's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Rosie's Closet just joined. Good morning. How are you?
Morning, Rosie's Closet. I can't remember her name.
Crystal. Yeah.
That's it.
That's one that's not stuck in my brain yet. I apologize.
Yeah, Tommy knows that one. She's still upset about that Japanese or whatever it was. But yeah, no. But I mean, around here we have furniture shops that literally antique furniture shops, and they just can't sell. They don't sell at all.
I think it's one of those things that you just got to find the right person looking for the right item.
Right.
And I think it's kind of a cycle. There for a while, furniture just wasn't selling. And the way that I buy furniture, when I buy furniture, I don't do anything to it. I don't refinish it. I like it rough, and that way I put a price that people can afford, and then they can buy it, and then they can do what they want to it. And I'm just constantly moving it. So that's kind of my business model. But I want to be able to sell things so I can make the money and go buy more.
Right, exactly. And I wish a lot of these thrift stores, my primary sourcing right now is thrift stores. My auction scene is relatively dead. But, I really would, we would think that retail establishments would be in the business of moving inventory, pricing it affordably so they can move more volume. They're going to sell stuff, but my thrift store prices have just gone up and up and up, and it's crazy. I'm like,
they have.
If you would mark this reasonable for the average consumer, not for the reseller, for the average consumer, then you would just be moving this stuff hand over fist.
Right.
And I think this is the problem where I have Salvation Army and Savers near me, and Goodwill is too far away from me, but I don't. Savers is starting to jack their prices up so much that the stuff is just sitting there week after week after week after week. And
now, does Savers do something like Goodwill does? Like Goodwill will take all their stuff to the outlet. Does Savers have a last stop thing?
No, they don't. It literally goes into a compactor in the back of the building.
Wow.
It's so bad. I know stuff that's going in there, and you're like, some kid, can use it down the street that don't, but
all
like
our in Wisconsin closed. We do not have not one Savers in Wisconsin.
I've heard a lot of them have closed. I've never been to a Savers.
Yeah, we don't have them down here.
We don't have them here either.
Do you have a Value Village?
No, I've never been to a Value Village either. We have Goodwill and Salvation Army, and then just like church thrift stores and that kind of thing. But those are the Goodwill, Salvation Army.
She has a Savers bins where she is.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
No, I've not either.
Wow.
Now in Indianapolis, there are 4 Goodwill outlets.
Wow.
And on Valentine's Day, my husband and I, that's what we do. We go to all 4.
That's very romantic.
Yeah.
I think so.
Is it the ambiance? Is it the smell that gets you there on the
It's a number of things, but we love we get in there and then we divide and conquer. So
Right.
we're not really together, but we are kind of.
I've only been to the bins once. Like I've said before, my closest bins is either a little over 3 hours north or a little over 3 hours south. And there's only
mine's
one.
about 2 hours away north.
Yeah. There's only one in the state of Alabama that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But,
Mine
we have-
is near Nesting Havens area. That's how far away my bins is.
Wow.
New Hampshire, Maine.
I pull out so many vintage things from the bins. It's just not even. It will boggle the mind what I can find. Those ceramic Christmas trees that everyone goes crazy for.
right.
I find them left and right in the bins.
I love the bins.
Blow molds left and right.
And the bins, is it it's already been to retail and it goes there, or is it the
It's both.
first?
It's both. I like to go to the bins and you see a trash bag that's never been opened before.
Oh yeah, those are
And
great.
then you're like, that's raw donation. And then you just tear into it and you open it up. So it's both. The one that's closest to me is also a donation center. So it's the same building. So they'll put a lot of raw donations in there as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you
Yes,
ever,
Nicole, you do need to go to the bins.
have you seen any fights?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen a lot of things in the bins. There's been a lot of things I've seen in the bin. But you wear gloves. I have not done this, but I see a lot of people with earphones to block out the noise. And I mean, it's noisy in there. There's kids running around everywhere. But I was a school teacher. I can block out a kid. I don't hear them. I don't hear the noise. I block it out. So, but it is interesting to say the least. And it's just fun. I don't know. It's fun. You're on a treasure hunt. You never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
We have a real nice bins. It's mellow. Everybody's pretty laid back. About an hour and a half in one direction over in Appleton. Then we have another bins about an hour south of us in Madison. And that's like Black Friday every day in there. It's crazy.
That's how they are in Indy. They're all pretty much like that. And if you follow the bin pickers, their channel, they live in Indianapolis. They lived in other states, but they live in Indianapolis right now, and that's where they get all of their inventory is from the outlet.
Right.
You were talking about wearing gloves. That's definitely a pro tip because like you'll get some nasty stuff. Last time I was there, I forgot my gloves. I stuck my hand into this.
Yeah.
Well, and it isn't only just nasty stuff. It's safety too, because there's glass and
knives,
syringes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that they're used syringes. They were a box of syringes, maybe.
Yeah.
But I've seen lots of things that you don't want to touch with your bare hands.
Yeah, you never know what's going to be in the bins.
Yeah,
And like I say, at the mellow bins we have, it has the shallow blue big tubs, but at the other one, you're digging in gaylords of like clothing and stuff, and you never know what you're going to reach down into. So we have the nice gloves that we wear that got suede on the inside, plastic on the outside.
Yeah, I've only been to one. I went to the one in Nashville for about an hour or two, and they had a mixture of gaylords along the wall, and then the blue bins out, or the ones on wheels out in the front. I don't know if the clothing comes out in one primarily, and then it starts getting filtered out into the blue bins. I don't know. I don't know all the etiquette or how the whole thing flows.
You don't get into the bins until they tell you can get into the bins.
Yeah, I know there's
telling you.
Yep. We have one that's a pop-up, and it's so laid back compared to the other ones. Like they'll be pushing it out, and there'll be people hanging in the bins as they're trying to get it out.
See, I like to wait till the dust has settled. I'm not all about getting in there when they're like crowding in, because honestly, I find things after they've already been searched through. So
I do too.
I kind of just wait, and I don't want to be in all that. I just don't.
I'll keep my eye on it though, in case I see something on top that I can just like snipe out real quick before everybody else gets to it. But
now my husband likes to be in all the madness. I just don't. I don't.
That's a guy thing. You want to get in there and you want to push and shove. It's like rugby. It's get out of the way.
It is. You get in there, you're throwing elbows and
my wife won't even go to the one bins because like the one time I took her there, some guy tried to fight me over some basketball cards. So it's just insane, you know. So she won't even go back to that location.
Just tell them, yeah, you can have my basketball cards if you can slam dunk me. Not.
Yeah. But on the flip side, I have been to the bins and there have been very, very nice people that will, you know, they kind of see things in your cart and they're like, oh, would you like this? Or, I mean, so there's obviously other resellers there. I mean, that's just, but for the most part, when I've been, it's been a lot of like moms with kids and they're looking through the clothes and stuff like that for clothing for their kids.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell who's a reseller and who is not when you go to the bin.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Guys, I don't want to interrupt. I know we're approaching the top of the hour. I'm fine with going as long as y'all want to. Is everybody else cool with going a little bit, or y'all want to cut it off the top of the hour? What's everybody?
I don't have
I'm
anything
okay.
a little bit. We can keep rolling.
Go for another 10, 12, 15 minutes. Cut it off at quarter past. We good with that?
Sounds good.
That's good.
Just wanted to kind of set an expectation, and so we're not.
Yeah, Amelia Sell said that she's seen a lot of little kids digging in the bins. I've seen people pick their kids up and put them in the bins to dig. And they get yelled at for doing that, but sometimes you can't reach things.
But knowing what's in these bins, how do you do that from a safety perspective? I mean, some people aren't really thinking about it, but
no.
See, I've been fortunate. Every time we went to the bins, right off the bat, I usually end up finding one of them grabber things.
Oh, nice.
Grabbers, and I grab them right away.
Or golf club.
Yeah, anything like that.
It sounds like they're using their kids to be a grabber.
Yeah. Well, and you also, another hazard is the tangled up Christmas tree lights and wire hangers. Yeah. Those are two things. They're always together. It seems like hangers and Christmas tree lights.
Right.
Anthony says, he goes to the bottom, right?
What's
to
that?
the bottom, Anthony.
What's that? Oh yeah, I'll dig all over. I found some good stuff at the bottom, like toy wise.
Yeah. I have found over like 30 or 40 of the Waterford crystal Christmas ornaments that were still in their red clamshell case.
Right. That's cool.
There were some that were open, some that weren't, and so I was digging to get all of them out. But I sold them for like $20, $30 a piece.
Wow, and they don't weigh much.
They don't weigh anything.
Right. We had somebody jump in that I don't recognize. I don't know if Misty, if she's from your channel. DC Sales.
No.
DC Sales is from my channel. She's awesome.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just didn't recognize the name, and I didn't know where. But D, welcome in. Glad you could join us. Said she's been listening from work while working this morning. Glad we're doing this. Good deal. We appreciate it. For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, the bins can be crazy. It's, like I said earlier, I don't have an understanding of how it flows real well, only because I've been once.
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole etiquette. And there's really just an etiquette to it. Like you said, you don't jump in the bins as soon as they bring them out.
It's very much prison yard rules.
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much.
you mainly have to stand your ground because you have people try to shove you, and I'm like, I'm not moving from my spot.
Yeah.
But I like going in, and you see people walk in that's never been before, and they just think they're coming to a Goodwill, and they walk in, and then their face is like, "What is this place?"
Mm-hmm.
And I've had people come up to me and say, "How does this work exactly?" So it is very overwhelming when you first walk in.
Yeah, I got a buddy I was just talking to on the phone, and he was talking about where he's over at. They have a regular Goodwill store in the front, and then a bins in the back.
LA has one like that.
He's like, but there was no parking in front, so I went to the side parking lot, and he walked in the bins in the back, and he's like, I thought I was like in the Goodwill warehouse. I'm not supposed to be in there. And I told the lady, oh, I'm sorry, and I started to walk out, and she was like, what's wrong?
Yeah, that's the way the one in Nashville was. It had the big bins area, which was, I've never been in another one, so I don't know how it compared to others in size. but then it had an attached retail Goodwill. But,
we went to one in Los Angeles last summer. We went on vacation out there, and my husband and I really wanted to go just to see what a Los Angeles bin was like, and it was like that too. There was the bins on one side and a huge retail store on the other side. But our kids would only let us stay for like 15 minutes, so we didn't get to stay very long.
Well, that's not really enough time to get started.
Okay, now here's a question for all of us. We all have them in different areas. Anthony, what's the per pound on at bins?
Honestly, off the top of my head, I don't even know because they change it once in a while. I don't know, maybe 125. I could probably look it up. Actually,
it used to be 119 a pound here in Indiana, but I think they've just raised it to like 125, $1.25.
Is that across the board?
Yeah, I think it's 125 here too.
I don't know that it is across the board because every Goodwill has like a different branch.
I meant within that store because I know the one in Nashville. And I've only been to that one. The one in Nashville had a different price on shoes. I don't remember what the price was, but it was a different pound, cost per pound than say a home good item was.
Ours are $1 a pair of shoes. It's 99 cents a pound on hard goods and $1.19 on textiles, clothing and stuff.
They used to do it in Indy. They used to do it like glassware. You had to take all the glassware out of your cart and it was weighed separately, but they don't do it that way anymore. I do know that last time that my husband and I went was in February on Valentine's Day, and he found an Xbox. And they saw it in a cart and they told him that they couldn't sell him that. And he was like, well, it's in the bins, but they couldn't sell it to him. So it got missed by somebody, evidently. That
right. Or somebody decided to put it there so they get somebody to buy it for them.
Right. So the cashier said, next time hide it in your cart so we can't see it.
Wow.
Yeah. Cliff Boondock Buy Sell has a good point. When people start pushing into my space, I just start coughing and sniffling, pretend to have a cold. Problem solved. Exactly.
That's awesome.
That is a good one.
That's a good tip.
Either that, you have some kind of nervous twitch or something like that. That's gonna.
That's a great strategy.
A big sneeze for sure would help.
Yeah, you can clear out the whole place with a fart.
Very true.
Yep.
And the Goodwill bins has a specific smell, and they all smell the same.
Yep.
Musty.
It's not a bad smell. I mean, it's not like you can't stand to be in there, but it has a smell to it. I don't know.
Amelia says went up to $1.59 or $1.69.
Then when you get over 30 pounds, it goes down to $1.19.
Well,
it used to be 99 cents a pound. Man, those were the days. 99 cents a pound.
Yeah, she says also they can't sell anything with a hard drive, which from a security perspective makes
sense. Amelia, I think that was the reason. I think that's what they had said because of the hard drive.
Gotcha.
But by donating something, do you not forfeit your right to?
Typically, yeah. That's what my husband said. He said normally that they're gone anyway.
I like what Callie put. I like what Callie put. I'm almost a black belt. Just try to get in my space.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
I remember that, Kelly.
Don't wear deodorant. Yeah. That already happens.
Yeah, that definitely already happens. There's some characters to go in there. I've seen like the people at Walmart videos. They should do a people of the Goodwill bins videos.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'd be fun to see.
Yeah. It's amazing though that I mean people who try to get in the bins before they're allowed to, man, they get yelled at. I would cry if I got yelled at that bad.
Yeah, the one in Nashville, like I said, it's the only one I've been to. But the way it worked is they had a back room or the back, the major warehouse, which I assume everything's coming off the truck, and then they would bring things out in Gaylords and they would line them up along the wall, and immediately when one gets dropped off, there would be 3 people lined up in front of that bin.
They wait.
They ring a bell, a clock goes off, something, and then they just go crazy digging into these things.
Yep.
It's an adventure.
Keep track of your carriage too, because people sometimes try to go in your carriage.
They do. People will cover it up with sheets and blankets and things like that. I don't do that. I try to limit myself to one cart, and I know people. I take my cart with me
Now, do any of your bins, like the one bin over here in Appleton, they offer you to bulk buy the bin before it comes out on the floor?
No.
Awesome.
That's kind of cool.
They don't do that over here. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's like $125, and you can get an untouched bin, and you can pick whether you want clothing, like textiles, clothing, or if you want hard good bin. But you don't really get to see it first.
Yeah.
They'll just bring you out an untouched bin.
I mean,
Yeah, so
if you get $200-300 piece, two or 300 pieces in that bin for 125, that's not bad because you're gonna make your money back on most of it.
Yeah, but that takes the fun out of it for me. I want to dig.
Yeah.
Guys, we had somebody.
You could get $100 worth of crap too, really.
Right. The one guy that I was talking to there that buys those, he says you want to be able to buy at least 3, because if you buy one and you end up with a bunk bin, you lost. But if you buy 3, chances are you're going to at least make your money back and then have the bonus of everything on top.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
Guys, we had somebody jump in. Christy Lee, welcome. Glad you could make it.
What's up, Christy Lee?
Hi, Christy.
Hello.
I think I've seen them in the chat before, so welcome back. Yeah, I've got a Goodwill proper is not real big in the Birmingham area. We've got a couple of privately owned thrift stores. We got a couple of chain stores, but our Goodwill proper is a relatively small store. It's just retail, not the bins. But they've got 2 of the almost like looks like a not a gate, like a fence, tall bin, about 1.5 times the height of a Gaylord, but it's made out of like a metal. And they've got all electronics in them. They've got them marked like $75. I've debated on getting one of those. Because electronics are kind of my wheelhouse. I just don't know if that's where they're doing all the junk that didn't work.
Probably the Amazon returns.
Well, it's not even new stuff. It's just there'd be a TV in there. There's going to be a VCR. It's just thrown in there, and it's not. I just wonder if it's stuff that they plugged in and didn't work, and they're just trying to move it in bulk.
But sometimes with electronics, you can sell it for parts too, but
right.
But not always.
I haven't made that jump yet. I was waiting. I probably need to go back up there. I go to that store maybe once a month. It's just not enough. It's a lot of Target returns, but I need to get back up there.
I don't know. See, the fun of it for me is being able to find the stuff myself. I mean, I have people come into the shop and they want to sell me things, which I know is a good thing to do. And sometimes I do buy things, but I want to do it. I want to go out and find it myself. That's what makes it fun for me.
Right. Yeah, but that's a good thing about having a brick and mortar store. My friend Joe and I have been trying to get one started ourselves, so just vintage toys, but have it small enough where we can have stuff displayed, but have it where people are going to come in and be like, "Oh, I have a collection of stuff. Were you interested in it?" And sure, that's what we want to do.
But sometimes people will come in and they'll say, "Hey, I have this. You want to buy it?" And I immediately say, "I'm interested, but I'm not. I'm buying it to resell it." So I'm
right.
If you want to sell it for a decent price, put it on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. But I'm going to give you a price. And people have gotten not mad, but I can tell they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to sell it for that." But I'm not buying it to keep it. I need to resell it.
Do you have people come in that are in that situation? They say, "Well, it sells for $800 on eBay."
I've had people bring me the eBay listing, and I'm like, "Put it on eBay then."
Exactly, and that would be my response.
I've gone to yard sales where a yard sale. I've only done this one time that they've had like collectibles, and then they have an eBay listing underneath each thing.
It's happening a lot around here now.
And I immediately left. I thought, this is not how a yard sale works, people.
Right.
You have a yard sale to kind of get rid of things. If you want to sell things on an eBay price, then put it on eBay.
Exactly.
But what's very misleading about having an eBay, even if it's eBay sold, and they're pricing it right up against that. You got to consider fees, shipping, your time, handling.
Or they're not even looking at what it's sold for. They're looking at what it's worth for.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's why I like going to a church sale. a church sale where there's little old ladies and they don't know how to use the internet.
I love church sales. They're my
favorite.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're my absolute
the bags for $5.
They're the sweetest people just to go in and talk to for a little bit. They're just I just love a church sale. I just do. And they don't know what things are worth sometimes. So that's a win-win. I talk to them for a little bit and then, you get a good deal on something.
They're selling the stuff to cover the coffee and donuts fund a lot of times.
Yeah, or if it's for I've been to them where they're like, oh, it's just donation, and then you give their donation to whatever their charity they're raising money for.
Right.
So
in town, Humane Society does that. They have a big donation rummage where you just tell them what you're willing to pay for something.
Right.
Wow. That's when you back the truck up.
No, STP saying that the problem I have is folks want to use his shop as storage. So do you do consignment then, STP?
They want I don't do that.
No.
And I know we talked a little bit about.
I have locally crafted items that like the signs and the wooden signs that are hand painted. They just add something that people can come in and buy a gift, and then they'll come in and look at the antiques too. But I've only focused on people who are locally but all the antiques, none of it's consigned. It's all ours.
That's cool.
All right, guys, we're down to the 3-minute warning. If we were going to stop at 10:15, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then.
This was fun.
Yeah.
It flies by.
Glad you came on.
Yeah.
I won't be able to do it tomorrow because I will be at the shop tomorrow. Fridays are days.
You should do it one day from the shop, though.
I thought about that, and I've tried to go live before at the shop, but I can never do it because it's just me. And then I can't. It would be me walking away from the camera every 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, you're welcome to join us
the flea market.
You're welcome to join us anytime. We'll just if you're cool with it, I'll just leave you in the Facebook little message group that we have.
Yeah, Monday through Thursday, I'm good. It's just Fridays and Saturdays is when I'm away.
That's fine. We definitely understand. So.
And when Friday mornings is yard sale, I got to go to yard sales. I am doing a no thrift July, so I'm thrifting.
Tommy, why don't you explain to her about really quickly what you're doing? You and I are doing on Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday, me and Derek are going to go live on YouTube, and I'm going to do basically like this weekend is going to be a walkthrough, just kind of like a test out, see how many people are interested. But we're going to do a home shopping network at my flea market.
It's awesome.
You're going to be able to purchase from my flea market.
That's
what?
Really cool.
What is this? Did you say?
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday. It's supposed to be really hot Saturday, so I'm going to try to get over there by like 8:30 my time. So I'm out of there before the heat starts beating down at noon. And I'm Central, so 8:30 Central time.
Okay.
And do the walkthrough. I don't really think I'm going to do much purchasing this weekend, but do the walkthrough, show people what it's like, what the product consists of, and then me and Derek.
He might be doing some purchasing.
And then me and Derek are going to work out the logistics, exactly how to do the transactions, and what's fair, because it is my time. I do it, every Saturday or every other Saturday. So I got to make something. I'm not looking to make what I'd make on eBay off of something, because I don't have to look it up. I don't have to list. People know what they want. Basically, I'm transporting it from the flea market and packing and shipping it out. So we're going to do that Saturday.
That'll be cool. I'll try to watch that.
Hopefully, I'm hoping people like it. I mean, the people that I've mentioned it to seem to think it sounds pretty cool. So
I think it sounds like a great idea.
I mean, people buy all the time from Home Shopping Network. Why wouldn't you want to buy from a flea market they can't get to?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I sell things all the time on haul videos. People emailing me, messaging me. So
yeah,
it definitely can happen.
Okay, we probably should start wrapping it up then, eh? Greg, you want to start off with our words of wisdom?
Sure. I just got proof that you can make really good money on free items. I just got to hit off of my search on Craigslist, a free treadmill that I can probably get $150.
I've
That'll
done
be on my list for today after I get the AC fixed. But yeah, don't. I have a video on how to sign up for those alerts on Craigslist. Go make sure you do that. You never know what you're gonna, what's gonna come up in those searches for free stuff.
Good advice.
Just like the one Anthony had earlier.
Yep, that's how I found it too.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to do that.
How about you, Anthony? Got any words for us?
Just do what you do. Don't worry about what everybody else does. What I do might not work for you, but just do what you do, because you know the best way to run your business or your resale operation, and just keep hustling, and before you know it, everything's going to work out.
Absolutely. Derek?
Oh, keep yourself positive. Every day is not going to be roses. You're going to have some struggles every day, but make sure that you always find something positive in the day, and you just keep going with it.
All right. How about you, Misty? What do you got?
Just don't give up. Times are slow right now, and a lot of people get very discouraged because they're not making a lot of sales, and it's happening for everybody. I mean, it's just a slow time of year. So just don't give up. Keep listing. Wear gloves to the bins.
Yeah.
Good point. Very good.
Good. And as for myself, during the slow times, I learned last year, because I'm kind of like Craig. I like to deal with the electronics, the vintage electronics, but they're not always hot sellers. Pretty consistent, but not always hot. And I know everybody says sell what you know, get a niche, whatever. What worked was thinking outside the box, looking stuff up that I would have never looked at before, and I became pleasantly surprised at money I made on things that I didn't know, that I would have never thought to look up, or I would have never thought would have been worth anything.
Yeah, and that helps build your knowledge going forward, because you're going to look for that item now, and you'll be amazed at how much of that kind of stuff that you'll start finding, because you just never had an eye for it.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So I'd like to thank everybody in chat that came in and participating. Don't forget, subscribe to Pittsburgh. I see he's got a link in there, so you don't miss tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
And I think we're about done here.
Yep.
Thanks
Guys.
Everybody have a wonderful day, and we are out in 3.
Misty, hang on before you jump off.
5, 7. All right, we're out.